everybody, it's Jamie from No Getting Off This Train. Today I'm going to show you how easy it is to make your own spaghetti sauce and pizza sauce, how to make it in the slow cooker, and how to put it in your freezer. So when it comes to spaghetti sauce and pizza sauce, it's really not that bad to have to buy it in a jar. I mean, first of all, they're really cheap. A jar of pizza sauce, at least in my area, is like less than $1.50, and you can get a big jar of spaghetti sauce for $1, maybe even $2 if you want like the premium brands. And really, they're actually quite healthy for you as well. Now you have to watch out for like the added sugars in some of the sauces, but all in all, it's really not that bad to buy jarred spaghetti sauce or pizza sauce. But let me tell you, the sense of satisfaction that I get whenever I make my own sauces, like I feel like a gourmet chef when I do it. I mean, first of all, it is so easy to do. The way that I do it is just put everything in the slow cooker, and a few hours later, you have an amazing sauce to go with dinner. Some people could argue that it is healthier to make your own sauces, and I don't disagree, but I'm also okay with buying jarred versions as well. But whenever possible, I do try to make it when I can. And the best part is they are freezer friendly. So if you make a huge batch of it, you can eat a little bit for dinner, and you can set the rest of it aside in the freezer for a later time. And that's what I did this past week with spaghetti sauce and pizza sauce. So today I'm going to take you through the steps of making both sauces and how to freeze them. So my spaghetti sauce is super simple, and I like to add extra vegetables into it because, I mean, we all need extra vegetables in our diet, right? This particular one uses zucchini. I just chopped it up really fine to put it in the sauce, but you could use other vegetables. I've used eggplant before, and that was okay. You could also use like shredded carrots or other shredded vegetables, whatever you like to use. As far as the pizza sauce goes, I don't usually add anything extra to it, but this recipe does make like 3 or 4 jars worth, so it is totally worth the investment as well. So let me just kind of take you through step by step how to make them. First up is the spaghetti sauce. My first recipe is for a veggie spaghetti sauce. You really can't mess up spaghetti sauce, but I use a base of 2 cans of crushed tomatoes and sometimes a can of tomato paste if I want it to be a little bit thicker. But I will open up all the cans and just put it right in the slow cooker. And then as far as seasonings go, I don't usually measure how much I put in there, but it's always some sort of mixture of basil, oregano, and garlic powder, and then just some salt and pepper. I usually add it at the beginning, and then sometimes even at the very end if I feel like it needs more. But after giving it a good stir, I added like 4 or 5 cups of diced zucchini. This is optional, of course, but I really like to add extra vegetables to pretty much everything. After putting the lid on, I set the timer for 8 hours, and the house was smelling amazing. Once it's done, just give it a really good stir. This particular recipe makes 8 cups, and I use a half cup as a serving. Do you like my real life pasta here? 2 different kinds of pasta. But I added a half cup of the sauce on top, which as you can see is plenty. And you can serve it with bread, you can serve it with like frozen broccoli or any other favorite vegetable. When it comes time to freeze it, put it in a gallon-sized freezer bag. This was about 4 or 5 cups of it, I believe. Make sure the freezer bag is labeled, and then squeeze out all of the air. Make sure it is sealed tightly, and then lay it flat in the freezer until it's completely frozen. Then you can just take it out and thaw it in the fridge overnight, and then you can dump it in the slow cooker again, or just dump it in a pot to let it heat up a little bit before you eat it. This next recipe is for pizza sauce, which really I think is one of my favorite recipes to make. It looks like a lot of ingredients, but really it's not. You just take 4 cans of tomato paste and 1 can of tomato sauce, open all of those up. I think that's just the hardest part of it, is trying to open up those darn things. But then spray the slow cooker with cooking spray, but you'll definitely need it. And then after that, you can go ahead and start pouring everything in the slow cooker. After that, you can start adding the other ingredients. I have a tablespoon of olive oil and a tablespoon of honey, then a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, and then a cup of water. And then just give it a really good stir and then put the lid on, and you will cook it on low for 4 hours. So the thing about this sauce is that you really want to open it maybe once an hour, if that, and give it a good stir, because otherwise the edges are going to burn. I know this from experience. It doesn't have to be every 30 minutes, but if you can get to it like maybe twice, then I think it'll be good. But once it's done, add 3 tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese and give it a really good stir. Then after that, it is time to make some pizza. This particular night, we made pita pocket pizzas. So I just opened up a half a pita, laid it flat on a cookie sheet. Then we just put 1 tablespoon of sauce per side, so 2 total. Then after that, we just put some shredded mozzarella on it. I used about a 1/4 cup per pizza. I think some extra Parmesan would make this really good as well. And after that, you can just put your favorite pizza toppings on there. Our particular favorites are jalapeno and pepperoni. You can add like bell peppers or onions or any of your favorite. I like the classics. As you can see, Allison just likes plain cheese. Then we baked this in the oven at 350 for maybe 10 minutes. And as you can see, gosh, it looks delicious. This recipe makes about 3 or 4 jars worth actually, and it's about 1 cup. So get out quart-sized freezer bags, make sure they're labeled, and put about 1 cup in each bag. And then same with the spaghetti sauce, squeeze out all the air, make sure it's sealed really tightly, lay them flat in the freezer, and then just get it out overnight. And when you're ready to use it, just put it straight on your pizza. So as you can see, both recipes are easy to make, they are easy to freeze, they are mostly hands-off, and they are fairly healthy for you as well. So I hope this has kind of inspired you to start making your own. You could easily put one of them in your slow cooker, like while you're making a meal prep session, or like maybe early in the morning before you go to work or something like that. I highly recommend trying it at least once because I know you'll love it. I've got recipes to both of them in the description, so make sure you check those out. Also, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can be notified whenever I post more recipes like these, or grocery hauls, or meal planning tips. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you later.